Garfield, what he's going to propagate is that Igbos wanted to be under Hebrew or wanted to be Jews because of certain benefits and privileges, and they all want to go to Israel. This is what he's been spewing all over the place. And I'm about to show you why this ain't true. I'm going to show you. Let me give you my first piece of information. And I want him to rebuttal this. Right? Okay, so here we go. Let's bring it out. I don't want to share my entire screen, but it looks like I'm going to have to. Let me move this so I'll be able to click on my screen to present. Okay, now family, do you all see my page? Am I presenting?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, family. Now, first of all, his claim that these people just want, because he always argued about the Igbos. He never talked about nobody else but the Igbos. That show he has no understanding, but that of parroting. So he states that these Jews or these quote unquote Africans just want to be under the Israelite or the Israeli banner so they can get certain privilege. Now, if you look at my screen, family, we have a Gadangbe family decked in gold. Nothing but gold, crown on their head, crown on the king's head. I don't think this king that's decked in gold, crown on his head, African tradition, I don't think they want to be a part of no Israeli nothing. Let's read. This is the Gadangbe. The Gadangbe of Ghana. The Gadangbe claim to be descendant of the lost tribes of Gad and Dan, which you get the name Gadangme. And if so, no wonder that on their way to Ghana, they passed through Nigeria, where the Igbos, who are predominantly descendants of Gad, has among other tribes of Israel, such as Dan, Judah, Levi, Zebulun, etc. Gadangbe oral history, and we all know when we're dealing with African cultures, everything, 99% of their teachings is oral. According to oral history, states that they came from Israel about or around the 6th century BCE through Egypt to Ethiopia by the Assyrians. While in Ethiopia they occupied Gondar province in the north. The Assyrians attacked them there, which forced them to Sudan south and then on to Niger, proceeding to Nigeria, possibly because they knew or had heard that their relatives Gad, through his son Ire, founded the Ire and Nire kingdoms, who you can also tie back to the scriptures. From Nigeria, they have said to have settled in Dahomey, then Togo. From Hutsi, Togo, they went along the eastern bed of the Volta River or the Jor River, crossed between the Old Kapong and the Al-Su, and stayed for a time on the plains of the Tag-Logo until approximately 1200 AD, which they then migrated to the plains between the Lullabor and the Osidulo Hills. Interesting enough, both the Igbo and the Gadangbe have Osu clans. Many names or derivatives thereof are biblical names. Amsa, Samuel 17:25, Chronicles 33:20, Ammon, Chronicles 33:20, Asher, Chronicles 2:16, Samuel. Some Gadangbe villages and towns have biblical names. Explain this. Like Toma, Job 6:19, Hebron, Genesis 13:18. Now, if you look at the bottom of the page, family, the following is a list of names and words found in the Gadangbe tongue that is also in the Bible. And if we look at the Gadangbe name or word, which is on the left, and we look at the Hebrew word or name, which is on the right. Let's start at Arya, which means my brother, or in the Hebrew Bible, you can check that out in 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel 1:14. Let's just give you a couple more. Afra, an Israelite settlement. Afra, Tor, Tamil 1:16-15. Ato, meaning who is mighty. Let's just go through a few. Tema, Nunu. As you can see, the names, the place names, and the biblical names are synonymous. You can't get around it. You can't get around it. You can't get around it. It's synonymous. Now, this is the first. I'm not going to even take up the whole 5 minutes. I'm just going to show a little bit of this and ask this brother to address them. How do we find so many Gadangbe name or words in the Hebrew Bible. How do we do that? And I'm going to just leave it off from there. And as again, when you say these people just want to be part of some Jewish thing because of some privilege, you're looking at the Gadon they draped in gold.
Our peace and blessings to everybody out there, man. I just want to say, the brother, I appreciate it. We're talking about the Igbo, and he threw in the God, me, or whatever people. Now, I'm going to ask everybody right now, can you see my screen? I'm asking everybody before you start the 5 minutes, brother. Can everybody see my screen? Anybody out there? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, now look right here. Can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
All right, cool. Now he just said the people from Gadmi, right? Gadami, they come from the tribe of Gad, right? This is how you murder these guys. First,
absolutely, I ain't saying that, brother. Pay attention to the information.
It says that they come from the tribe of Gad. That's what you said.
And Dan.
Okay. We're gonna deal with it. We're gonna deal with it. Let's start the 5 minutes right now. All right.
Go ahead, King.
So now we look at 1 Chronicles 5:26, right? So the God of Israel stirred up the spirit of Pul, king of Assyria, that is Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria. He carried the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh into captivity. He took them to Halar, Habor, Hara, and the river of Gozan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first deportation by the Assyrians. Now, if you notice, the Gadites, right here, they are gone, right? They're considered in scholarly circles the 10 tribes. So if they went to wherever they went in captivity, how did they end up in Egypt and Ethiopia by the Assyrians? If the Assyrians already assigned them somewhere according to your biblical text. But this is the games that Hebrews play, ladies and gentlemen. They like to show all these stories about Africa and, oh, this must have happened when Assyria. All assumptions. There's no facts behind it. I'm using his biblical text. So he chooses to go against the text to try to attach these people who may have been influenced by biblical texts in the AD period, and they name these places after the Bible. All of a sudden now they're the Gadites. No, it don't work like that. Let's look again. This is 1 Chronicles 5:26. So that's dead. Let's look at 2 Chronicles 17. 2 Chronicles 17:18 said, therefore the Lord was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah. So hold up now. Hold up. So your God said that he removed them, including Dan and whichever other tribe, removed them out of this spot. Remove them. So now all the 10 tribes, including Dan, if Dan was in that 10 tribe, because there's a little game that they play about Dan. Dan is sometimes in the 12, but sometimes Dan is not. Sometimes God is in the 12, sometimes God is not. So now, brother, I want you to explain, show me with historical information that counteracts your Bible. So it's either you agree with your Bible or you're against your Bible. Now, look at Garfield now. Let's go to primary evidence. Misha Steele. Look what the Moabites said happened to these people. Wow. Let me say shout out to my brother Alan Brown right now, man, because I know he's like, pull this out on him. Listen to the Misha Steele right now. And I built Baal Meon, and I built a water reservoir in it. And I built Keraten, and the men of God lived in the land of Atarat from ancient times. And the king of Israel, yes, I know Meru gonna be mad, but I'll tell y'all, built what? Atarat for himself. And I fought against the city and captured it. So these are the men of where? God. Okay, so there's a place named God that was in Canaan. So now what did the Moabites do? They captured the city. And what did he do, ladies and gentlemen? And I killed all the people of the city as a sacrifice for Chemosh. Game over. Game over. So how could the Gadites be the people over there when they are killed off in the Moabite stone? How could they be those people? Ladies and gentlemen, listen, man, this is real history. Somebody recording history. The Bible is a text that's later on recorded. So I'm going to go with the primary text. This is what we call DAGGER from the DAGGER squad. Should I even go on anymore about the tribe of God and the tribe of Dan? I don't listen to stories that people tell, because at the end of the day, anybody can say, the people in Jamaica where I'm from, my home country, they say they are the only tribe of Judah that exists. And they have oral tradition that tell them that. Should I believe my fellow Jamaicans because I'm a Jamaican? No. We go with the sources. So the Bible is internal evidence, and I'll use it today because they copied that or took that information from the Assyrians. Because if you're captured by someone, how did you record it if they took away your priest? How did you record it in your Bible? So we're just going to play that game today with the Bible. But if you look at the internal evidence from 1 Chronicles 5:26 and 2 Kings 17:6, you see that the tribe of Dan and tribe of Gad went to a particular area. And guess what? I have primary evidence to show that the people were actually there during the time of Nebuchadnezzar. So how could you want me to pull out the Igbo files, brother? I have primaries for days to teach you about your own culture. Stop this nonsense. And let's get back to the Igbo. Because you're trying to change the conversation, by the way. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave it right there for now. Thank you for listening. And brothers, don't put nothing in the side chat to help the brother out. This brother is well learned and well researched. Time. Thank you, brother. Let me just say daggers.